Let's speak now to Ivan Eland in Washington. He's a senior fellow and a director of the Center on Peace and Liberty at the Independent Institute. Ivan, good to have you on with us. I'm curious as to how you see this all playing out. Do you think the American public will sour on Trump? Is there such a thing as Trump fatigue?
Well, I think there is with the general population or the general electorate for the general election, but we have primaries before that, and I think at least in the short term, he's getting more support from Republicans because he's making the case that the Democrats are out to get him. I don't see the polling so far doesn't show that independents, uh, the bulk of the American electorate really in the middle between the two parties seems to say that this indictment seems to be okay or they support it. Now it's early and we don't know, but again, I think the conventional wisdom is probably right here. I think it will help him in the short term shore up his base. It may help him get by the primary challengers out there. But in the general election, an indictment is never a good thing because people react that, well, this guy might be a criminal, And I think I'm not sure this is going to be the last indictment. And I think even though this is the first indictment, it may not be the first case that goes to court because the judge in this case set a December 4th deadline for the next proceeding. So that's a long time from beginning of April to the beginning of December.
To your point about the felony charges against him, I'm just wondering about the potential for this case going to trial and the timing of that. If the trial even happens, it would likely be in the next spring when the presidential election is in full swing. And what could that mean for Trump if he has to be in the courtroom while other candidates are out campaigning, and how that would look for possible supporters?
Well, of course, if you're saying he won't have time to campaign, I mean, he probably needs to campaign less than the other Republicans in the primaries because he's very well known. People, he's been president before, and people know him. So it's not like he has to. He could probably campaign from his Mar-a-lago mansion and have the same effect. But he likes the crowds and that sort of thing. So as far as the campaign goes, I think you're right. This is going to happen right in the middle of the uh, uh, campaign season, the primary season, and so that can have. And we don't know what all these other possible indictments that may come down for him. So it's going to be a big shadow hanging over the Republican campaign. There's no doubt about it.
Do you expect this case to go to trial? And if Trump is convicted, is it realistic to think that he might actually serve jail time? Or do you see this playing out by the book, regardless of the fact that this is a former president?
Well, he's used to settling civil cases and paying off people to through legal means to make things go away. But a criminal charge, I mean, they may have trouble I don't see them dismissing the entire case because I think they've got enough there. The bank or the records, the falsified records are a misdemeanor at minimum, and so he would have to plead guilty to that to get any sort of settlement. But I don't think he's going to do that. I don't think the prosecutor is going to do that either, because I think the prosecutor has linked it to tax issues and another conspiracy on the part of this newspaper, National Enquirer, to bury some of the sexual scandals that he had with women. And I think that raises it to a felony, which is much higher, more serious crime. So I think it probably will go to trial.
All right, Ivan Eland in Washington, thank you.
Thank you.